Hey everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by here at my channel. So today's video is all about convenient ways for you to be more eco-friendly, especially if you're a busy person, always on the go, and wanting to just be more friendly to the environment. So I'm gonna list about 10 items or so, and if you're interested in just ways to be more eco-friendly and sustainable, then stick around. So today's video starts off with one of my favorite products I've ever purchased, and I have about 2 or 3 of them, is my Swell Bottle. Now, of course, there's many water bottles out there that do just the same thing as a Swell Bottle. I just happen to love the Swell Bottle and the Swell company in general, but there are many reusable bottles that you can find everywhere, and a lot of these new companies that are popping up are making bottles that are a cheaper version of the Swell Bottle, because the Swell Bottle can be a little bit expensive, but it definitely pays for itself. But there are companies that have been coming out with a little bit of cheaper versions, but the quality is still just as good as the Swell Bottle. So I highly recommend this. Every time you go to, let's say, to the bathroom or to or from a meeting, I suggest you fill it up, or on, to or from class, anywhere. Just make sure to always bring it along with you. A lot of restaurants will even fill up your bottle with whatever beverage you're drinking. And just make sure to bring it with you everywhere. It is really one of the best purchases I've ever made, and I have completely stopped using regular plastic water bottles since I'm trying to be eco-friendly. I try to reduce as much plastic as I possibly can, so this is a wonderful way to do that. My next item is a reusable tote bag, which I have, 30 or 40 in the back of my car. Literally right behind my passenger seat in the back, so I can just go back and grab it whenever I need one. And I use it for absolutely everything. I don't just use it for grocery shopping, I use it for regular shopping too. I use it when I go to farmers markets. I literally bring this thing everywhere. So anytime I have mail to send out, or I want to go to the farmers market, or I want to pick up some books or movies at the library, wherever you go, instead of getting a normal bag, always use canvas tote bags. They don't necessarily have to be canvas material, but those are just some of the best and some of the most sturdy ones. And I guarantee you it will just save you so much time, and it will save the environment so much when you switch to reusable bags. It's changed my life, honest to God. Like I said, I use it for every time I'm shopping anywhere. I just ask the cashier to put it in one of these. They never have any problems or anything. And along those lines, when you're shopping, if you can get your receipt mailed to you, like emailed wise, that is, of course, always the preference, eco-friendly wise, so you're saving on less paper. But if they give it to you and you do want to keep a record of it, there is this wonderful app that actually gives you points. This video, by the way, is not sponsored by this app, but it's just an amazing one that I use. There's a lot of apps like it, but I happen to love the app called Receipt Hog, and you can literally take a picture of your receipt and it awards you points depending on how much you spend, and then you can redeem those points later on for magazine subscriptions, for an Amazon gift card, for even PayPal. So the possibilities are kind of endless, and there's a lot of retailers and places that are accepted. There are a few places where Receipt Hog doesn't award you points for, like, for instance, sending something through the post office or that kind of thing, or if you're paying for parking where you are. It doesn't necessarily award you points for that, but it does award you points for pretty much everything else. So I will make sure in the description box below to link, or to just even write the name of the app so you can check it out. Let's get on to the next one. So this one I highly suggest whenever since you're trying to be more eco-friendly, when you go to the grocery store. A lot of grocery stores will have a bulk section. And what you want to do is, instead of getting those plastic bags that you fill up, or plastic containers that they provide you to fill it up, bring one of your own. So bring a jar like this and fill it up, to the quantity you want, and just use this instead of a plastic container or plastic bag. And when you go to ring it up, they will take off the weight of the bottle, of the jar itself, and you'll only pay for, of course, the bulk of what you got. A lot of grocery stores, a lot of places that allow you to buy in bulk know exactly math-wise how to take off the weight in the ounces of a container like this, of a glass container or a reusable container that you bring, even if it is plastic, even if you're trying to, reduce, reuse, recycle. So even if you're bringing a plastic container to use, they will take off, the weight and size of it and everything, and just you'll be charged for the item that you're actually wanting to buy. The next item here on my list, and I apologize if I'm looking down, I just have a list so I don't miss anything, is beeswax food storage covers. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any at the time of the video, but I do have them in my shopping cart to purchase, because I definitely want to do this when it comes to, food storage. And so this has got to be one of the most awesome things. So of course, as you hear in the name itself, it is made out of beeswax, and it adheres, if that's the proper word, to the container that you're putting it in, and it's just another way of storing something. So if, for example, like the next item I'm about to introduce to you, Rubbermaid glassware. So if perhaps you don't have a top for a container like this, a beeswax food storage cover would be perfect, and it'll just sit on top and it'll protect the food that you're storing in it so it won't go bad. And this, of course, brings me to my next item, which is any kind of Rubbermaid or Pyrex or any of these glass containers. These are absolutely perfect for storing food in, whether it is leftovers or something that something that you made that you want to bring to class or to work or to wherever you're traveling to. This is a really awesome option instead of getting, to-go containers and that kind of thing. So I highly advise you. I know it may seem a little bulky to bring with you, but if you have not planned out what you're bringing, let's say, for example, to class or to work or to whatever you're doing that day, and you haven't planned out exactly what you're going to be doing for a meal, I highly suggest you bring one of these, containers, whether it's this size, bigger, smaller, whatever size you think you need. Bring it with you in whatever bag or book bag you are carrying, and have them put the food that you're purchasing, whether it's at a food truck or wherever it is, try to get them to put it in a container like this instead of accumulating more and more trash. So I know a lot of course, a lot of fast food places won't do this, but personally, I don't eat fast food. I try and avoid all of that because a lot of it is not the best and not the healthiest for you anyway. So I don't do those kinds of places. I don't visit them. I don't frequent them at all. But every other place I've ever gone to, if there's leftovers for something, if I just, want to, of course, since I'm trying to be more eco-friendly, I want to reduce the amount of plastic and the amount of waste in general, and all those styrofoam to-go containers. I will try to bring this with me if I possibly can whatsoever. to whatever said place I'm going to and say, hey, can you put, at the end of the meal, if there's leftovers, can you put it in here? Just hand that to them at the end of the meal so you're not, giving it to them ahead of time for them to possibly lose. And 9 times out of 10, they will put it in the container that you bring them. They won't have any issue with it. I've never had an issue myself. I have heard a couple of people here and there have issues with it, but most places that I know of don't. The next thing is to use a scrubber instead of a sponge. A lot of the sponges I know may be easy and convenient for you, but this does just as good of a job as a sponge. Plus, it is really easy to use. It practically cleans itself, and it is just as good, honestly, as a sponge. A sponge, you of course have to worry about everything, all of the bacteria and everything adhering to it, and after, a few months, the sponges start to break down and break, and then you have to, constantly buy more to replenish the ones that you have. And sponges, there are ways of disinfecting them, but a scrubber like this pretty much disinfects itself within a couple of washes, with warm or hot water. So you don't have to worry about it. It air dries just like anything else would, but it is better for the environment. Yes, it is plastic. So plastic wise, you're not totally cutting down, but it is better for the environment to use something like this that does just as good of a job, if not better, than a sponge, where of course, like I said, as a sponge, you constantly are having to worry about bacteria and disinfecting and replacing them. The next couple of things, the other one I also don't have, I apologize, is bars of soap. So whether it's for washing your body instead of using, body wash, or there are companies, just for example, like Lush, that make shampoo bars and shampoo conditioner bars instead of bottles. It cuts down, of course, on the plastic use or the glass use even. It cuts down on waste, and you're only using that bar for, for that purpose, for shampoo or conditioner or washing your body. And that's all you really need. You don't need, you don't need these brand names. You don't need specifically, it to be in a bottle, right? You just, for certain things in life, you just need the item itself. You don't need the packaging of it and all of that. I know, a lot of us tend to buy that specifically because that's what we're used to and that's how we grew up and everything. But if you're trying to be more eco-friendly, I suggest going the bar route versus the bottle route. The next one is one of my favorite items, and I will make sure to link it in the description below. Any of these things that I'm mentioning, if I can find a link for you to help you in this eco-friendly journey, then I will do my best to link it in below. So this next item is a reusable straw. It comes in a little container. I will make sure to link this specific one down below. It's pretty cheap through Amazon. And all you do is open it up. It comes with a little cleaner brush on the side. And literally watch this. And it folds up, which is really, really awesome. And that's it. And voila. You have your reusable straw. You bring this with you anywhere you go. I keep this in my purse at all times, especially when I know that I'm going out somewhere that will, inevitably hand me a straw, whether it's treating myself to Starbucks or going out with, friends or family, wherever. I bring this with me and I ask, and this is the best thing to do, is when you bring this with you, wherever you may be going that would normally hand out a straw, ask them, oh, can I have such and such beverage without the straw? And you take this out, and like I showed you, it folds up, and you put it back in the container. You just clean it with water, and that's it. That's all it really takes to clean it. Pop it back in here, and that's it. You're good to go. So that is just one more item that I highly recommend. And then my last couple of items are just more things that, whether, you are busy or not, that are always good and always ways to be eco-friendly, is to use less water. So in terms of showering, instead of taking 15-20 minute showers, try to put a timer on and set your timer to 5 or 10 minutes if you can. Not everybody, and it's highly even suggested, and you can read articles about this anywhere pretty much, is that you shouldn't, let's say for example, clean your hair every day, that you should only clean it every couple of days. Me, I can wait I can wait longer in between washes of my hair. So when I just want to shower, I set a timer and I try and stay in there as minimally as possible. I wash my body and I'm out. Or if I just want to, if I'm clean and I haven't really done much, so there's no reason for me to necessarily clean my body and I just want to have clean hair, I put a timer on and make sure to just wash my hair, and that's it. Along the same lines, washing clothes. I know a lot of you think that washing it on heat will clean and disinfect your clothes much better than they will on cold. That's actually not true. And there's a lot of studies to show it, is washing your clothes on cold cleans them just as well as cleaning them on hot. Now, of course, for towels or for sheets, you may want to do them on warm or hot. That I understand, just because you want to clean them and, disinfect them thoroughly. And sometimes that's the only way to do it, is on warm or hot. So I totally understand that. But when you're just doing like a normal load of clothes, whether it's whites or darks, wash them on cold. It takes a lot less energy bill-wise, especially if you're paying for your water bill and such. It's gonna cost you a lot less to wash your items in cold than in hot, because most of the energy from a washing machine, as far as paying the bill goes, does come from heating the water itself. I don't know if you guys know that, but I just learned that myself. And then the last thing I really have for you is to borrow instead of buy. So if you need something just really quickly, and there's always, of course, our society tends to go towards buy, when you need something or you want something. But if it's only serving one purpose, borrow it from a friend or family, or there's tons of ways to, get the item or to borrow the item. So if it's books or movies, go to the library. There's, of course, thrift stores that you can go to. I know that's technically buying, but it's better for the environment if you buy from, a thrift store while supporting whatever organization or whatever small business than buying, from a bigger retailer. You can always, of course, there's FreeCycle, and I will make sure to link FreeCycle down below. And it's literally a forum that you can just look and see what people are trying to get rid of. You can request, that you're looking for something specific. And if somebody happens to have that item that they no longer want or need, they'll give you the item for free. I happen to have a neighborhood listserv that I'm a part of. And I know as a part of that listserv, I can always, if I'm looking for something that I only need, whether it's to keep or whether it's, temporary, I can put out on the listserv, hey, I'm in need of such and such item. And literally 9 times out of 10, you can find that item for free. There's also exchange sites that you can go to where you, like it says in the name, exchange one item for the other. So let's say if someone's in need of, one thing and you're in need of another and that person happens to have it, you guys can exchange the items, whether it's to borrow or to keep. And then, of course, signing up for paperless anything, whether it's receipts, whether it's bills, whatever you get in the mail, try to reduce it as much as possible. There's lots of sites that even help you with junk mail and reducing the amount of junk mail that you receive. And it's just, there's really amazing services out there to be more eco-friendly. I even have found a website that is perfect for this and helps you out, and I'll make sure to link it down below. It's called Global Stewards, and it's I'll specifically link the article that I referencing. Sorry for the glare. Let's see if I can get it at a better angle. There we go. And it's just green eco tips for sustainable living, and it's just a really awesome source for you to go through, and it gives you links to different things that you may be looking for to be more eco-friendly. And so yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it was a little long and a little wordy, but I had a lot to share with you guys, and I wanted to make sure to get out this video for you all. And since it is right before the New Year's, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful time celebrating the New Year's, whether you're celebrating alone, whether you're celebrating with a significant other or family or friends. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have a wonderful time celebrating it. I have some really awesome videos in store for you guys in 2019. And so make sure to subscribe to my channel, become a part of the Marlo's Marbles YouTube family by hitting that red subscribe button down below. And make sure to hit the bell button so you get notified every time I upload. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want any other videos that I have not done, or you want more of that I have done, make sure to write in the comments down below what kind of videos you'd like to see or want more of. And please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And that's all I have for you folks. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye y'all.